Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to another Stock Kings YouTube video. Today we're going to be going over GEVO, ticker symbol GEVO. And yesterday they just announced their Q4 in 2020 financial earnings. That's going to be huge news affecting this stock. As you can see, we have a pretty massive rundown yesterday, a drop of about 10% on the daily candle. However, here in the pre-market, we seem to be coming back up a little bit. We closed yesterday at 848, and it looks like pre-market we will be opening at 866. So that sell-off seems to be pretty much done in the news. We'll see what happens when market opens, but we'll also be going over some price targets that I can see this stock going to, as well as some technical analysis, and we can plot out some trades and some entries and exit points on this stock for you guys. But before we get into any of that, if you enjoy this content, please drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with a new video. I always really appreciate the support on this channel. Thank you guys so much for that. And I also have my Instagram link down below if you'd be interested in following that as well. I post new details on about this channel daily, so if you want to keep up to date on this channel and what's going on, please go follow that. But let's get right into GEVO here on the daily chart. We have a pretty massive run up for GEVO, hitting at its peak around 1550, 1560, and then we have a pretty big sell-off, kind of following what the market did a couple weeks ago. We have a sell-off all the way down to about 560. So if you got any shares at that point, you guys are looking pretty good. And then we have a pretty nice little run up here to around the $10 range, crossed over the 50 EMA. Then we have a cross back down to where we are about now, sitting in the $8 range. I do like this price area because we did have a pretty nice sell-off as of yesterday, and we look like we are creating some pretty good supports in this area. But let's get right into these earnings results and kind of see what's going on with that. We have right here, GEVO reports fourth quarter 2020 financial results. We'll be going over some recent highlights, but for those of you who do not know what GEVO is, they are a biofuel company. So in January 2021, so this is, obviously Q1 of 2021, GEVO announced the plans for its Net Zero 1 project to be located in the Lake Preston, South Dakota. Net Zero is expected to produce about 45 mgpy of energy-dense liquid hydrocarbons that, when burned as transportation fuels, should have a net zero greenhouse gas footprint across the whole of the life cycle based on Argonne National Laboratory's GREET model. So that is their kind of big technology that they're coming out with. It's going to be, zero emission kind of power or fuel, which is basically their main technology that I think could be huge. And obviously this is very early on for this technology. They have not had any sales of this. This is not completed. So this is getting in very, very early on this company. But Net Zero 1 is also expected to produce its own biogas. This biogas would be used to heat the production facility and provide approximately 30% of the electricity needed to power the production facility. In addition, wind power is being developed, and it is expected to supply the other 70% of electricity needed to run the production facility. So basically, what they're saying is, we really believe in this clean energy. We want this whole facility to be 100% clean energy. And they will also have their own water treatment plant to further improve the environmental footprint. So they're definitely putting their money where their mouth is on this clean energy. They're definitely showing us that when this is up and ready to go, we will be completely clean energy. Also, a very important thing that I wanted to point out is as of February 26, 2021, GEVO had approximately $530.6 million in cash and no significant debt. So this company has zero debt with $530 million in liquid cash. They can definitely use this cash to kind of propel themselves and utilize this for this net zero project. And I believe that this large sum of money in liquid cash is definitely going to propel this project, get this completed as early as possible. As you can see here, they believe it has the cash on hand needed to fund the project, equity required for Net Zero 1. So that's super important that they, have the cash needed now to get this project done, which is basically their main kind of technology. But something else I wanted to kind of point out is I wanted to go over the 2020 fourth quarter financial highlights. Again, they ended the quarter with cash and cash equivalents of 78.3 million. However, their revenue totaled 0.5 million for the quarter compared to about 7 million in Q4 2019. And they, of course, have been citing the pandemic for that reason, which is, a lot of companies have been hit pretty harsh by the pandemic and what's been going on with that. And this definitely missed some expectations of analysts. Most analysts were saying about 0.75 million for the quarter, but I mean, it's not too far away. And with the pandemic, it's kind of expected that they will have significantly reduced revenues. Their hydrocarbon revenues also were totaled 0.4 million for the quarter compared to a 1 million in Q4, and they can still have losses from operations of negative 7 million for the quarter compared to a 6.2 million Q4 in 2019. Their EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization loss of 5.1 million for the quarter compared to about 4 million in Q4 2019. Their net loss per share was around 15 cents based on this weighted average of shares outstanding compared to the 2019 of 50 cents per share. So they are definitely missing on a lot of revenue, citing the pandemic as a reason for that. But that is totally fine. Obviously, like I said before, this is a very early on company. We are not expecting it to do insanely well now. However, with what we just talked about, with them kind of getting their new production up for the net zero technology, as well as the project, on this Lake Preston, they have land set up for this, and the facility is also being built 100% clean energy for that. So they are really setting themselves up to be successful in the future, which I think is a huge move for them. Again, they got rid of all their debt and they build up a lot of cash to be successful with this net zero project. But we have some words here from the CEO commenting on the results here. Dr. Patrick R. Gruber, the CEO, he says net zero is a first of the kind off the grid type of plant where we are putting great effort into making net zero one the most sustainable plant it can be. I'm glad we have the customers secured. Citigroup to help us with the debt financing and the economics of net zero are attractive at this stage. I'm also pleased that we are making progress on filling up production capacity at net zero 2 as evidenced by the recent SAS contract. We are making great progress fast. So they obviously are very pleased with their kind of progress on the net zero project, and they can expect this kind of being out 2022 to start making revenues off of this net zero one project. But let's get back to the chart here. We have a naked chart here on the daily. We're creating pretty good supports here. I like that. And I also like a very recent support here that we will definitely see as an area of entry today. We'll be looking to kind of reject off the support. And then if we can get a break above the resistance that was created recently around the 50 EMA, as well as these candle tops here on the daily, we would be looking up to come up to here to around $10 to take our first partial profit. I also like this area kind of as a closer resistance as well, 1142. So that's an area you should be aware of as a long-term investor. And I also like this area based on past price action here and these candle wicks coming up into this area. And then a final point of resistance would probably be here. We have some wicks going up, but nothing holding in this area. So I like $15 as our final resistance. But on the daily chart, if you are a long-term investor, you'll definitely be looking to kind of wait for this to kind of come down to the support, show you good confirmations to go up to the upside above 853. And then we'll be taking our first partial profit here around 1014 and then holding until we hit our final kind of take profit here at $15. However, if you are even long-term bullish, you could keep that running. However, I believe that this stock is a $15 stock, and the value that you're getting at around the $850 mark is a great one. But for those of you who are looking for more short-term trades, let's take a look at the 30-minute. So you can kind of get a closer look here. We have a lot of kind of resistance points in this range as price came down to kind of test this support here. However, it looks like we will be coming up to the $866 range, and this is an important one here. At around the 200 EMA, you can see that price used this before as a support with these candles here and bounced off of this. However, the 200 EMA is also coming in this area as well. So this will kind of be a pretty strong area of resistance for us. And I also kind of like this area here around the 50 EMA, just below these candles here. This could be another area of resistance, another trouble area that we could find ourselves in. And then finally, before our daily resistance at the 1014, I like this area here. We used it as a support. However, if you break below the support, it then becomes a resistance. So I like this area at 972 as another resistance. And let's kind of plot this out so you guys can see what I'm thinking for this trade for today. So if we continue up today, if we do get to come back down to the support, good rejection off of it, we will then be taking it up from there. Taking it to our first area of resistance here, our first price target at 888 at this 200 EMA, as well as the support for past price action. This is a pretty big stop loss. I would like to keep it just below, probably around where this candle is here. So if we do get a break below this support, we will be taking ourselves out of this completely because that will be a bearish sign. We'll then be taking our first partial profit, reducing our position at 888, and then moving price up to our next price target once we get above this area here. Price would then be here, and then we will move stops just below this area. Make sure you are reducing your risk, because if we leave our stop loss down here, price has the opportunity to come back down into this range, come below the support, and take us out at a loss. We do not want to do that, especially if we are already in gains. So we move this stop loss to trail our kind of price target. Again, if the same pattern follows, we break our price target here, we'll be taking partial profits, taking our position, some of it out. We'll then be moving our price target up to 972. Price will then be at this next support or just above. Again, trailing our stop loss. You can either use a percentage of your position, or you can use candle formations as well. It is completely up to you. And again, we'll be taking our majority of our position out at 1014 for a short-term trade. However, that is completely up to you. I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Everything I say is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please do your due diligence and trade based on your own opinions. Again, move your stop loss up to ensure you're getting gains just in case price ends up not going our way. But with that being said, that is all the information I had for GEVO today. If you found value in this video, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you know whenever we come out with a new video. And also I have my Instagram link down below if you would be interested in following that. But with that being said, get some gains in the market today, guys. Good luck with that. Have an excellent afternoon, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.